Welcome back, fellow shop rats. I'm actually doing an intro to my intro because I started out to do one episode on one project today, and the day took a radical left turn very quickly, and I ended up going a different direction. But I'm unapologetic here on the channel, and I share a day in the shop with you, and that's the way it goes, and I think you guys are going to relate. So I'm just going to let this pick up where I actually intended to start this video, and don't expect it to be progressive because it's going to take some really wonky turns throughout the day, but that's the way it is here in my car shop. Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we're back on this 86 Dodge truck. Can we paint this truck for under 500 bucks? Now, I'll be honest with you, it's been a hot minute since we've worked on this, and there's all kinds of reasons that we'll go into after we watch the intro. So let's do that. I'm Mike.
This is My Cars Shop.
As mentioned, the last couple months, life has been just really crazy, busy, stupid with work and with projects around the homestead. We installed that outdoor wood burner. We've had all kinds of other stuff going on around here that needs to be done. It's spring, so there's lawn that needs to be mowed every couple days. And well, I don't share all of that to whine. That's the life that I live. But I will say this. This is also the reality that most of you guys deal with, and I get that. And I really try to share all of the realities of how we do that work, hobby, life balance. And sometimes things happen. Now, my buddy that owns this truck has been very understanding. Plus, he has another big project that he's working on that all of his resources are going into. So it's not the end of the world that we didn't finish this by our April deadline. But here we are in mid-May now when we're filming this, and this will be June when you see it. And we've been on a standstill for quite a while. There's a few things that need to be taken care of, but the reality is, having not worked on this for a while, it's been accumulating stuff. We have stored stuff inside. We have stuff around the back of it because life doesn't stop around here, even if I'm not working in the shop. And I'm sure that's something that you can probably relate to also. And that's what we need to do today, is get that stuff all kind of sorted out and straightened out, get this truck moved out, get the doors out, get everything cleaned up, and then hopefully we'll be ready, if not in this episode, in the next one, to actually spray some of that water-based paint that we have for this vehicle. So I'm not going to share all of that with you. Obviously, you don't need to see me putting away, 25 minutes worth of putting tools away and so forth. But there's going to be things along the way that I feel are going to be important for you, and we're going to share to encourage you of how you can move forward on your projects in spite of the insanity of life. And we have Becky's truck project stuff here. We have Becky's rototiller for the garden, which she's been, needing to use, and I had to get running, and there were issues with that. And we have returnables that need to be returned. And can you relate? Does spare space in your property get filled up with stuff like that if you turn your back for 1 second? Stay. Good boy. More of the harsh realities of my life is we did get the ceiling all fixed, and all of our upstairs friends are moved out, as you saw a month or two ago on the episodes, but we still have about 17.6 sheets of pink foam insulation broken down into little bite-sized pieces and claw-sized pieces that need to be cleaned up before we can spray any color. And in a building like this, cleanliness isn't next to godliness. It's next to impossible. But when you have stuff like this, you have to deal with it. So we'll go ahead and take care of all of that in another step towards moving forward on getting ready to blow color on this truck. And here is the harsh reality of spending the day in the shop. If you heard while I was blowing stuff out, I was completely feeling overwhelmed with everything that has to be done to get ready to work on this. And I had this huge pile of tires here for Becky's truck, and I thought, I'm tired of tripping over these things. I had them outside for a long time. They were full of water. I got them inside, got them all dried out, and I left them here so they wouldn't get water in them again. And I thought, if I could just get those wheels and tires mounted and get those on Becky's truck, that would be one less thing sitting around. So we'll be back to work on this truck in a little bit, but I'm going to take an interlude here right now, run over to John's. I got to run out back, pull two wheels off the red truck, but we're going to run over to John's and we're going to get those tires mounted on those wheels so we can get that done on Becky's truck. That's the reality of spending the day here in the shop.
Squirrels!
And these are the harsh realities of spending the day with me in the shop. Can you relate? You set out to do one thing, and then you have to do something else before you can do that, and then you have to do something else before you can do that. And sequences is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to bore you with getting tires mounted and all that stuff, but it's getting me to the point of saying, you know what? I think I'm going to look for a cheap and dirty tire machine. In fact, I mentioned it to Becky the other day, and she got on the market thing and was looking around, and nothing I'm willing to spend money at yet. But I got a buddy who is real good at finding super deals, so we will just, we'll keep our eyes peeled, because for what it would cost to mount tires, and this isn't costing me anything because my buddy John's doing me a favor, but just the convenience of being able to say, hey, I got to fix that tire, or hey, I got to mount that tire, or hey, I think it probably would be worth finding a really old Coates or one of those type of tire machines and just being able to do my own. And no, I'm not buying one of those piece of crap Harbor Freight things, because I've used those before and I hate them. When I first graduated high school, I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, and went to Lincoln Tech Institute in their auto diesel program and spent about a year there, and decided to transfer out of that and go to university and change directions. But while I was while I was going to school there, I worked at a place that was named Guarantee Auto and changed a lot of tires. I had even worked with tire machines before that, so it's not out of my wheelhouse of experience. It's been a hot minute, but my buddy Jim has one too, and I've used his. So, I just don't want to mess with, I like something that's within the reach of the average guy if they're shrewd, like I picked up that valve grinder, so that, the average guy can say, hey, you know what, for a few $100, I can have a pretty well-equipped shop if I keep my eyes open for those super deals and I'm patient. There we go. We've got them mounted, so in a few minutes, we'll get the truck in and get these with the center caps on there. But I want to go back inside now that we got this done and get a little more cleaning done so we can get that truck pushed back in place so we can bring that truck in and move the Oakland out of the way. And yeah, today's just, it's an ever evolving experience. So all I really need to do is get this spot here straightened up a little bit, so that won't take me long. I got this all done, so I'm probably going to use the hoist on the truck. So I'll get that out of here and in position. I haven't used that in a while, and I enjoy using that thing. So it's always nice to take your life in your hands. Oh, that was a jack stand just fell on my foot. Ouch. Well, that's a good start. We'll have a little bit more cleaning to do before we actually paint the whole cab of the truck. But I do have things now to the point where all of the pink snow is over there, and it's progress. So, nice thing about this, of course, is it's just painting the cab, so I don't have to make a huge hole here to try to fit a whole vehicle, because we're going to do the box separately, etc., etc. So, pretty good progress. I got the hoist moved over there now. I'm going to get the truck back, and then we'll move forward on getting those tires on that truck. So that job is done, and all those parts are out of the way, and that's just one piece of this big giant logic puzzle that is behind us. Here's another reason why I put this project on hold. About 2 weeks ago, it started snowing with all of these fuzzies from The poplar trees, I think, is what those are from. And I've made that mistake before. One time I tried painting. It was just something small, and that was stuff was floating all around, and it ended up in the paint, and we ended up with a chia pet. So we decided that I talked to my buddy and said, we really don't want this to be, like a shag 70s paint job, because this is an 80s truck. So that was another reason why we've also put it on hold, which it's all working out. It's working out pretty well. I got most of the stuff swept up now. Just got to do a little more cleaning there and get that cleaned up, and I'll blow this part of the shop outside. I want to move the Oakland out of the way, and we'll be ready to go ahead and put those tires on the 86 or 88 pickup. So get a chance to use my hoist again, which I always enjoy. Something else that I wanted to mention too, because it's about transparency here in my car shop. I was telling Becky I was feeling angry and like just about the way life has been for the last year, as I mentioned in the other part of the video when I was driving. And she said something that was a big reality check to me. She said, Mike, you're losing perspective on what your channel is all about and how you accomplish things. Remember, it's about taking one bite at a time. God love her. You know what? I mean, she just like, boom, my whole perspective on the day changed when she reminded me of that, we're taking bites. We're moving forward on multiple things. Ultimately, we're moving forward on this, but in order to make that happen, we have to move forward on other things to make room in here, push back the walls from the winter, a whole list of things that are all priorities. And if I was feeling angry because I wasn't accomplishing what I was wanting to do today, and realized I am accomplishing what I want to do today if I look at it from a much bigger perspective. So thanks, Beck. You rock. For those of you who haven't seen this Baylift hoist before, it's you know, it's a thrill a minute, because it's like taking your life in your hands. Not really, but it's just a throwback to old school stuff. Come on, click, click. This must be like not quite enough for the weight of this vehicle. The one I used to have was bigger than this, and I know my compressor's up all the way, so we may have to get a little help. I thought this would, I'm sure it'll do the back, but I'm surprised it's not doing the whole thing. So I went ahead and left that under there just for, for safety's sake, and it'll be good. So let's get that tire off. One thing I don't know about these, I don't remember if this center cap is going to clear that hub or not. I think it does, but we're going to find out. So let's learn together. Well, let's find out. Nope, they hit. I think the four-wheel drive ones are cut out here. That's what I remember. So that's fine. We'll put these on the back. And you think I'd remember, because I worked in the Dodge dealers from about 1988 to 1991, 2, 3, 91, through 91 into 92. So you think I'd remember, but I don't. I'll make that a project for another day to either look for a set of those 4x4 center caps or modify these. Just curious. Yeah, they hit on that. So it'd be simple enough to just cut this out and make that work. Or, like I said, maybe one of you guys has a set that you'd like to send this direction. So let me know down there in the comments. That's kind of what my memory was. That's the way it was. But like I said, that goes back to 1988, 89, 90. And it's been a long time. I'm old. That's what I'm saying. We'll get those torqued down to 90 foot-pounds after we get it down on the ground. So the hoist had enough oomph with the compressor pumped up all the way to lift the back. So this is just for a car. It's not for a truck. So the one I had before had a much bigger cylinder and it was for a truck. But this will work. I love old school tools. I should have probably lined that up a little bit better first, but that's all right. I hope that's going on there right. I've forgotten how much I hate these center caps as far as clearing lug nuts and sockets, but it'll be fine. All right, let's get this thing down off the hoist. Needs just a little more air. The compressor's not up all the way, so that's fine. Just hitting there with some super clean. Get these wheels and tires cleaned up a little bit. Not going to get too carried away, but they're pretty scummy, you know, from sitting around. So thought we'd go ahead and just hit them up a little bit and, you know, make them look nicer is what I'm trying to say. It's super fast, it's super easy, and it's super clean. Much better. Looks good. Get all the trash out of the back of it and so forth. But next step on that will be getting the brakes fixed so that it's able to be used. So that's progress. Well, today definitely took a sharp left turn, but as we've said before, it's about spending the day here in the shop. I am really happy with the area now, the way it is. I can get those doors out and get those over in that part of the shop when I'm ready. So I think my next big session out here in the shop is going to be getting these door jambs scuffed up. That truck took a lot longer than I was expecting, but it's done. And Becky's happy. She likes the way it looks with those wheels on it and those tires. It looks aggressive. It looks beefy. So that's fine. And that's the reality. You know, we come out here and the old saying, what is it? We make our plans and God just laughs and laughs and laughs. I hope that's not another critter digging a hole in my ceiling there. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. I'm exhausted. I haven't eaten lunch and it's about 4 o'clock. Plus, I told Becky that she wants me to develop a new homemade chili sauce for chili dogs. So I got to go do that yet tonight. And I need to just chill. It's Sunday and I got a big day tomorrow. So thanks for being here. I appreciate the fact that you guys understand that this is real world stuff here, and we're moving forward on trying to do something, and we have to get other things done first. And you know, I hope you can relate. I hope you can understand. Share your stories down there in the comments. I'd love to hear. Maybe I'm crazy, but well, we know I'm crazy already, but that's fine. I appreciate the camaraderie. I appreciate all of the great comments you guys give. I appreciate the feedback, the support, the encouragement. um, I was talking with somebody the other day, and they were talking about how organization would really help, and I know it would. But in my nearly 57 years of life, one thing I've learned is accept myself where I'm at, and this is where I'm at. Yes, I work obviously to try to improve things, but I am. My mother used to say the same thing. She said, "You know what? I'm not Susie Homemaker," and if you study different personality types and so forth, um, there's all kinds of different perspectives. But one of the things that they talk about is some people are just messies, and I'm a messy, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. I can be ridiculously clean, but then I don't do anything because I don't want to mess it up. So, it's the way it is. And we all learn to accept ourselves where we're at. And I have friends who come and help. My buddy Mark loves to come up and help and, get organization and stuff like that. And, that's what makes the world go round. We're all different. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next one. And in the meantime, rock!